I just realized one thing the Big Bang Theory's finale got wrong. It's been years since the Big Bang Theory aired its heartfelt finale, and for the most part, it stuck the landing. The show closed the curtain on its beloved group of nerdy misfits with emotional resonance, growth, and a surprisingly tender final act. Sheldon and Amy won a Nobel Prize, Leonard and Penny prepared for parenthood, and Raj, well, he brought Sarah Michelle Gellar as his date. It was a satisfying goodbye to a show that had evolved from niche sitcom to global phenomenon. But in revisiting the series and its finale, one lingering realization refuses to go away. For all the development the characters underwent, all the milestones and reconciliations, the Big Bang Theory's ending made one huge mistake. It failed Rajesh Kuthrapali. That's right, Raj, the show's sweet, awkward, hopeless romantic, was left with the most open-ended and arguably disappointing conclusion. While every other character reached some form of emotional closure or personal achievement, Raj was left exactly where he began, alone. And that feels like a betrayal. The forgotten friend in a series about friendship. Throughout the series, Raj was the guy who longed for love more than anyone. He spent seasons struggling with selective mutism, trying and failing to find companionship, and weathering some of the most humiliating romantic arcs in sitcom history. From his brief, awkward relationship with Lucy to his forced pairing with Anu, Raj's love life was treated more like comic relief than genuine character growth. The finale momentarily dangled the hope of a breakthrough, having him show up at the Nobel ceremony with none other than Buffy the Vampire Slayer herself. But it was a joke, not a development. Raj didn't end up with her or anyone, and that brief red carpet appearance was all he got. It was as if the writers had run out of ideas or didn't think Raj deserved more. Which is baffling considering how much effort had gone into redeeming or evolving every other member of the group. Penny and Leonard got their unexpected twist. Leonard and Penny's arc, for example, ended on a surprising but fulfilling note. Despite her earlier claims that she didn't want children, Penny ended up pregnant and happy about it. Whether or not that felt organic is up for debate, but at least the writers gave the couple a future that felt like an evolution. It signaled compromise, emotional growth, and resolution. Even Sheldon, the character most resistant to change, ended his journey by finally acknowledging the people who made him who he was. His Nobel speech wasn't just a career milestone. It was a moment of self-awareness that had taken 12 seasons to earn. So why was Raj left out of this growth cycle? Why didn't he get the ending he so clearly yearned for? Raj deserved more. Raj's loneliness wasn't just a running gag, it was a foundational part of his arc. His inability to speak to women without alcohol, his insecurities about masculinity, and his desperate yearning for romance were played for laughs, yes, but they also created the possibility for a payoff. Fans wanted to see Raj win or at least find contentment. Instead, the finale shrugged and said, maybe next time. There were several ways the show could have fixed this. It didn't even have to end in a grand romantic gesture. Raj finding genuine friendship outside the core group, starting a new career path, or even embracing self-love would have been progress. But the finale gave him neither growth nor closure. It gave him a tuxedo and a celebrity date, then sent him back to the sidelines. Compare that to Howard and Bernadette, who had gone from flirty coworkers to married parents. Their journey had complexity, conflicts about childcare, career tension, and Howard's residual immaturity. But they made it through. Even Stewart, the sad sack comic book store owner, got a girlfriend and some stability. Raj, inexplicably, was the only main character to stay static. A bigger issue with representation? Some might argue that this reflects real life. Not everyone gets their happy ending. But in a sitcom that thrived on emotional payoffs and narrative bows, this rings hollow. And when you consider that Raj was the only main character of color, the oversight becomes even harder to ignore. Raj's cultural background was often mined for stereotypes, his overbearing parents, arranged marriage plotlines, and awkward Indian prince jokes. The show could have flipped the script by letting Raj define his own happiness on his own terms. Instead, it leaned on outdated tropes and left his future vague. In a series finale meant to tie everything together, Raj's non-ending felt less like a choice and more like a forgotten thread.